All right, let's talk about place value again today using the hundreds chart. We'll do 200 hundreds chart activities this week. So, what we're going to do with this, we're going to use our hundreds chart, and we're going to use our ones cubes, and we're going to use our 10 sticks. We're going to talk about how we use those when we're counting, and then in our next video we'll practice writing the numbers. So when we count, we're normally counting by ones. We know how to count by tens, right? If we go up this row, we'll count by tens. But normally when we're counting just regularly, we're counting by ones. So let's use our ones cubes and count by ones and count the first row, okay? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whoa, through my hundreds chart, 9, 10. Now I have 10 ones cubes. This is where we get to trade in. So we get to trade in our ones cubes for a 10 stick, right? Because we have 10 ones cubes, and that we know that that's the same amount as what is in this one 10 stick, right? So we're going to trade our ones cubes in. We trade in just like how in the classroom you give me 10 dragon dollars and I give you a prize, right? Or if you use money at the store, you have to give them your money to get whatever you're buying. So same thing with place value. In order to buy a 10 stick or get a 10 stick, I have to trade in all of my ones cubes. I don't get to keep both. So if I trade in all of my ones cubes for a 10 stick, now I have 10, right? Same as where I was before with my ones. Now I just show it differently, right? Now I just have a stick instead of 10 ones. Now I can keep counting. At the end of every row we trade in. So let's keep counting and we'll practice that again. So we've got 10. Let's go with our cubes again. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now I have, let's count my ones cubes to see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 ones cubes, so I can trade those 10 ones cubes in for another 10 stick, right? Does that make sense? So I can take these 10 ones cubes, if I slide them all together, boom, 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 they equal the same, right, as a 10 stick. So I can trade in my ones cubes for a 10 stick. Now, I don't have to trade in. I could keep going and put 100 ones cubes on this board, but I know that 100 ones cubes they're hard to keep track of, they might fly everywhere, and they're harder to count, right? If I just have my 10 sticks, it's more efficient, it's easier to keep track of, so that's why I trade my numbers in. I kind of group them together, right? This 10 stick is just these 10 ones grouped together, and now they're easier to keep track of. To keep track of and count, right? Okay, so I'm going to trade in my ones cubes. I have to take them all away, right? Trading them in, just like paying the dragon dollars. So now I have 10 in this first line and then 20 in this second line. All right, let's keep counting. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, I reached the end of the row, so now I get to do what? Trade in my ones cubes for a 10 stick, right? Because if I push them together, I've got 10. They equal a 10 stick, right? Super. So I made it to 30. I get to take my third 10 stick and trade it for these cubes, right? Every time I get 10 ones cubes, I trade them for a 10 stick. So now I have 10, 20, 30. Next row, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 ones cubes. I get to trade them in for a 10 stick. Bam. 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, let's do the next row. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. All right, I've got 10 ones cubes, so now I get to trade them in for a 10 stick, right? If I have 100 pennies, I can trade them in for $1. It's the same kind of thing, right? Once I make a 10 stick, I can trade them in. So now I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Let's keep going. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Now I've got my full row, which equals 10, so I can trade them in for a 10 stick. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. So now I have another group of 10. I get to trade them in for a 10 stick. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Okay, I've got a group of 10. I've got 10 ones cubes, so I get to trade them in and for a 10 stick, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Now I have 8 10 sticks, right? 8 groups of 10. Let's keep going. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. Okay, so I've got 10 ones cubes. I get to trade them in for a 10 stick. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay, one more row. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. All right, now I get to trade in all of these last 10 ones cubes for a 10 stick. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Now, who knows what I get to do now? Does anybody remember? Now I have 10 sticks, which equals 100. 10 sticks. I get to trade in again. Does anybody know what I'm trading in for? Anybody remember? Yeah, I get to trade in for my 100 block, right? Because I have 10 sticks, I have 100 ones cubes, but I also have 100 block, right? They are all the same. I could put 100 ones cubes on top of here. I won't because it would take a while, but I could put 100 ones cubes on top of here. I have 10 sticks, and I have 100 block. They all equal the same amount. I don't get to keep all 3 because if I had 101 cubes, 10 sticks, and 100 block, if I had all of them, then I would have 300, right? I have to trade them in. So when I trade these 10 sticks in for this hundreds block, the 10 sticks go back into my pile. We just have this, right? We don't get to keep them all. So now I just have one block of 100. This whole hundreds chart full of ones cubes equals one 100 block. Does that make sense? So every time I get 10 ones cubes, I get to trade them in for a 10 stick. Every time I get 10 sticks, I get to trade them in for a hundreds block. Once I get 100 hundreds blocks, no, once I get 10 hundreds blocks, I get to trade them in for the 1,000 cube. I don't have one of those, but your first grade teacher might. You can ask to see it. So, be thinking about that this week. Be thinking about how when we have 10 of something, when we have 10 ones cubes, we get to trade them in for a 10 stick. When we have 10 sticks, we get to trade them in for a hundreds block. So think about that this week. That's how we make our numbers. Try to count along with me at home to do some counting practice. And in our next video, we will do some writing the numbers practice. All right, good luck.